guys, welcome back yet again. I keep saying yet again. This is a new video for you, but I literally just filmed another video 3 minutes ago. So I am here, as you can tell from the title, with another video about our Cozy Escape Awards. This theme that I'm going to be talking with you all about today is all about B&B themed cozy mysteries. This is perfect for armchair travel, even regular travel. I know more often than not I will sometimes take a book that is set at an inn or a B&B when I am checking into a hotel or an Airbnb, because it's such a fun Inception kind of situation to read about someone else's vacation or running a B&B while I am staying at one. So that said, let's go ahead and hop into the books. Actually, but before I do, if you have no idea what I'm talking about and you don't have any context to this video, essentially I am talking about 3 books that are up for the best cozy B&B for this year's 2023 Cozy Escape Awards that is hosted on Courtny at Courtagonist's channel. I do have an introduction video that explains all about what this is, but if you don't feel like watching it, the quick 5-second recap is that I, along with TJ at Beach Bum Bookworm and Courtny, will be going through 15 different cozy categories, sharing with you all 3 books from each of those categories. You guys pick which of those 3 is your favorite. You have until November 15th, at which time there will be a live show in which we will be sharing the winners about what book has won in each category. Okay, you'd think I'd have that spiel memorized by now, but I still find myself faltering. So in today's video, like I said, we'll be talking all about B&Bs. So let's go ahead and dive into the 3 books so that you guys are equipped, armed, knowledgeable about which cozy you want to vote for. Okay, so here we go. We've got 3 books. The first one is Booked for Death, which is a book lovers B&B mystery series. It's book number 1 in the series. Next up, we have A Trip with Trouble, which is a Mountain Lodge mystery series book. And then last up, we have A Fatal Booking, which is also part of the book lovers B&B mystery series, but it's book 3. So as you can tell, we've got 2 books from the same series in this particular category, which is totally fine because we are voting on actual books and not the specific series. So if you've got one over the other that you prefer, by all means, it's going to be down to a hair as to which one you prefer. So I'm going to go ahead and give you the spiel for each of them, and I'm actually going to talk about the 2 from the book lovers B&B ones back to back, just because it'll be a little bit easier. So for the first one, which is Booked for Death, because it is the first book in the series, we are introduced to our amateur sleuth. She is a middle-aged woman named Charlotte. She inherits this B&B, and unfortunately, there is a guest who winds up dead in the gazebo on her property. And the daughter of the person who was murdered points the finger at Charlotte. Now, I totally understand, like, you are super upset that your family member has just passed, and naturally you are up in arms and you want to point the finger at the person who seems the most obvious, which is the B&B owner. Unfortunately, that is not a good look for Charlotte. First of all, because she hasn't done it. At least that's what she wants us to believe. No, I'm just kidding. There's no unreliable narrators in Cozies. But also, you know, she's just getting this B&B under her name, and she does not want any kind of bad press. So it's up to her to get down and solve who has killed this patron so that she can essentially clear her name, and so everybody can kind of basically get off of her back and everybody can continue to go about their lives. So I am such a fan of B&B cozies, especially bookish ones. This isn't actually the only bookish B&B cozy mystery series. So if you're a fan of those and you haven't checked this one out, please by all means do. Okay, so let's move on to the 3rd book in the series, because like I said, I want to skip around so that I can keep the 2 of them together since they're part of the same series. Book 3 in this one that is up for nomination is A Fatal Booking. Now this one obviously is still set at that B&B, but instead this time around we are spotlighting a group of guests who are part of this eclectic book club. It's kind of like themed around children's books and fairy tales. And during the Mad Hatter tea party. As you can tell, that's Alice in Wonderland theme. One of the guests winds up dead. And so, of course, the owner of the B&B, our girl Charlotte, is trying to figure out who it is, because it is never a good look when somebody winds up dead on your premises, at your establishment, right? And so the thing is, the person who winds up murdered was not very well liked. And so there's a lot of people who could be suspects, and it's up to Charlotte to figure out who essentially did it. Okay, last up in our B&B nominations, we have A Trip with Trouble. This is actually book 2 in the Mountain Lodge mystery series, and this one's got a little bit of an interesting edge, so to speak, that I hadn't come across in Cozies before, which essentially is we've got our main character who basically is taking a trip with a group of bikers. You know, again, have you heard of bikers in Cozy Mystery Series? Because I haven't. So essentially what happens is, excuse me, our main character, I think her name is Misty. Yes, they are taking a trip. It is an annual ride up the Blue Ridge Parkway, which I believe is in the south. I want to say like Georgia, the Carolinas. I'm going off memory here because it's been a while since I've been to that part of the country. But anyway, so you've got this motorcycle gang essentially, and you've got different people who ride in different parts. And the person who brings up the rear, she does not appear at the checkpoint when everybody stops to check in for the night. And so essentially they are now trying to find this woman to see what has happened. She's one of theirs. And so naturally, if you guys are traveling in like this caravan type situation and somebody doesn't show up, you're naturally concerned. And that's exactly what's happening in this one. I haven't read this one, full disclosure, but I want to say it's set during fall. Please, somebody correct me if I'm mistaken. But if it is, and my assumptions are correct, if you have not read this book, now is the perfect time to do it, because we are set in full on autumn. And there's nothing more that I love other than reading cozy seasonally, and this fits that bill. So like I have said in my previous videos, and I will say going forward, you do not have had to have read the previous books in the series if you want to pick one of these up to read them either now or even after the voting is done. Feel free to dive in wherever you want. And like I said, as a reminder, you have until November 15th to vote, because that's when the live show is, where we will be talking about the winners from each of the categories. If you've read these, great. Feel free to vote. If you have not read them, then go forth. And while we're at it, feel free to drop your other recommendations if you have any for B&B themed cozy mysteries. I have a TBR list that I don't even want to tell you how long is, just because of how many books that I have ran through. I have not read each of these from all 15 categories, you guys. And I have a sneaking suspicion neither have you. So let me know how long your TBR has gotten, because this is ridiculous at this point. And like I said, if you have no idea what I'm talking about, I have an introduction video. I'll have all of the applicable links in the description below. That way you can check out my previous videos, you can check out the intro video, you can check out TJ and Courtney's videos, because they're talking about topics that are different than mine. So you'll want to see what their videos are so that you can know which books to also vote on for those other categories. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will see you in the next one. We're getting close to voting time. All right, happy reading, and I will talk to y'all later. Bye.